Good evening. My name is Amanda Kiernan, and my research focused on understanding the behavior of older adults with mobile banking technology. My research includes significance of the research, mobile banking benefits and issues, mobile banking and age, and mobile banking and smartphones, as well as the conclusion and the implications of the research. Mobile banking apps offer broader access to financial services to an aging population whose needs are not typically considered when creating and implementing on-the-go technological innovations. The research questions I focused on were: what are specific benefits and issues when it comes to use of mobile banking for older adults? How does age relate to mobile banking adoption? And do smartphone designs limit older adults from using services such as mobile banking? In 2010, there were 40 million people in the United States that were 65 or older, a number that will continue to rise in the future. A common stereotype of this age group is the unwillingness to use new technologies, but the population of Americans aged 50 and older are now the fastest growing segment of those that use computers. According to the Pew Research Center, smartphone usage is still low among the entire age spectrum of older adults aged 65 and older, at only 18%, but it is promising that 29% of those aged 65 to 69 do own smartphones. Given the gap in research regarding the use of mobile banking in older adults, understanding the overall technology usage by older adults and the possible barriers that come into play could help to better understand possible limitations that could arise in the area of mobile banking and older adults. Traditional banking done in person requires the physical structure to be visited by an individual, but with mobile banking, an individual can conduct their business from anywhere and know it is done instantly. Transferring balances, making payments, and monitoring accounts are just some activities that can be done in mobile banking. Since older adults are less mobile and may find it easier not to drive to a physical location due to this mobility change, banking online would provide a benefit that outweighs the costs associated with it. Mobile banking can provide many benefits for users of the service, but there are also many perceived threats and issues, especially when it comes to older adults aged 65 and older. Financial loss, identity theft, and unauthorized use of accounts by hackers were determined to be issues and risks that older adults were concerned with while using mobile banking. There is an overall negative relationship between technology adoption and age, but narrowing down the focus to just mobile banking and also understanding the interest in this emerging technology can explain more of what may be limiting certain age groups from becoming users. Though older generations are not using mobile banking as much as younger generations, the desire and interest is still prevalent. Age may not be the most important indicator to why older adults are not using the technology, but the technology itself may be limited in its design, or the design of the device that must be used to access it. Though 77% of older adults use cell phones, only 18% are using smartphones. This limits the use of mobile banking services for this age group since the device would be needed to use the service. Understanding all of the factors that are at play when it comes to mobile banking, it is easy to surmise that the smartphone may be the limiting factor preventing more older adults from accessing the service. Using mobile banking for services such as banking on the go, transferring money, paying bills, and being up to date on any account changes would be beneficial for older adults that may not be able to go to a physical location. The perceived threats and issues with mobile banking all seem to boil down to security threats. Since smartphones are perceived to be more of a security threat even over using computers for online banking, older adults may find this threat to be a hindrance to using the service. Though older adults were shown to use mobile banking less than younger generations, their interest levels in using emerging technologies is still comparable to all generations. This shows an eagerness to use technologies, so the limiting factor seems to be the design and usage of smartphones. As smartphone usage continues to rise for those that are 65 and older, it will be interesting to see if this generation will begin to use all the convenient services that this device can offer, or if the perceived security threats of mobile banking services will be enough to keep them from using it. First, future research can continue to monitor the relationship between age and smartphone use, limiting the research to just older adults who use smartphones and understanding the type of applications and services that are used and why they are deemed secure and easy to use. Understanding that the limitations on ease of use of a smartphone may be the issue when it comes to mobile banking, monitoring the design of smartphones if they are created in a universal way for everyone, including older adults, to use them and to trust that the information they store on them is secure.